Hi. I'm recording under my bunk bed, so it's different setting. Anyways, this is Minor Speech One Cultural Excellence. For the record, before the speech starts, I'm not. I have my outline set up like right there, but I can't really read it word for word. So I'm gonna be saying things in my add-on because it's an outline. I can't really read it for word because it's a speech. So yeah. Anyways, speech starting. Okay. So basically, like what 2 weeks ago, I went to go see the Minecraft movie, okay? And if you don't know, the Minecraft movie is a movie directed by Jared Hess, and it's basically a really campy film about one of the most like renowned games of this lifetime, this generation, and it stars a certain guy, and like the movie overall I would say was pretty good, and it kind of reminded me of like the movies I watched growing up, and I guess I enjoyed the experience in the movie because of like the nostalgia I felt from like the moments in the movie and like what made the movie like so campy and so like funny and so iconic for its time, right? Um stay with me now. Like the person I chose to write a speech on is none other than Jack Black, right? Okay, stay with me now. And my thesis statement is basically that like Jack Black's impact on the lives of people is shown to be significant today through his child through his sorry through his contributions to society, his characters, and just his cultural influence as a whole. And so I want to talk about my first point, and it's like how he's helped other children. So what he's done is that he's donated and endorsed programs that are like helped children. And so I got this off of gamesforlove.org, and it's an organization where basically their mission statement is to like help kids who are currently struggling right now or like in the hospital like prepare for their help them like prepare for their future through like technology and gaming. And so Jack Black himself, he's a gamer, and so he basically like understands the struggles of the children, and he's willing to help these people because like he understands how gaming makes you feel, like as a gamer, and like how like the joy, how it brings you joy. And basically he endorsed Games for Love, the organization, on his like Twitter, and he basically said like a dollar, oh, word for word, his quote was, every $1 raised eases suffering for kids in hospitals around the world. And so basically because of that he was able to help about five no 50,000 children overall in his cause and his endorsement of the organization overall. So he's already like helped children basically because of his influence, and I feel like that's like a really important thing about him because because this kind of transitions to my next point about like how like he has an impact on like children's lives. And so yeah, transitioning into my next point, main point two, is that like his roles in like movies has like brought an impact, which has like created like the equivalent like impact of Jim Carrey as like a comedian and as like an actor. And so these are the words of my father. So my source is technically my father. I know it's like quoting my father is like not a source I found online, but technically, the definition of research, according to Oxford Languages, is the systematic investigation into the study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. And technically, the investigation undergone was my conversation with my dad. And so my father as a source has allowed me to reach a conclusion based on his point, thus me making this as a main point. So yeah, technically this is a source. So ignore that to be anyways. So I was talking to my dad about it, like why like his impact, I guess, on him, because I was watching Nacho Libre, right? So Nacho Libre starring Jack Black. I was watching it and I asked him like, what do you think of his impact overall on people? And he basically said like he had the equivalent impact as like Jim Carrey on like people in the 90s as like a comedian and a funny actor, and I totally agree with that. And so like me personally, I'm kind of like transitioning it into myself as well as a child because I grew up watching Nacho Libre, Kung Fu Panda, all of his like movies with like him as like a funny actor. And honestly, like I quote Nacho Libre like every other day, like get that corn out of my face and go away. It's like it's just funny. And so basically Jack Black's impact is is like something that like brings my family together because we quote Nacho Libre every single day, in a sense that like we bond over like the things that we watch, which is why movies are so important to me as a person. And I feel like Jack Black is like one of those like examples where like because of like the like his like the way he's funny is like important to me as a person. Transitioning into my third main point, like it doesn't even matter what generation you're from because Jack Black will always have something to do with it. Like he will always be there. Like wherever you think he might not be, he will be there. And one of the examples, my source right now, hear me out now. The Minecraft movie. Okay, I'm gonna quote something from the Minecraft movie, right? Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. Okay, so a lot of context is needed as like societal context is needed for like why this phrase is so important to this generation, and then you could like look back at like Nacho Libre once again, where he says, "Get that corn out of my face," right? And so like when you compare these reactions, they're just funny. Like my dad is Generation X and like Generation Alpha and Gen Z now looking at the Minecraft movie, they all react the same way to Jack Black just simply because it's funny. And like basically it's so significant because he's like making it can't be like Chicken Jockey is so funny because it's a campy film and he's like it's like Jack Black, what are you doing here? Like you're literally Poe from Kung Fu Panda, or you're literally Nacho Libre. Like what are you doing? And I think something like that is like why his impact is so important because it just doesn't matter what generation you're from. Like either way, he will be there, which kind of sounds creepy, but like like his impact like carries on through the generations in the sense that like that's how important he is to people because of the way he acts, and it's just really funny overall. Anyways, moving on to my conclusion. Returning to my thesis statement, basically Jack Black's impact on the lives of people is shown to be significant today through his contributions to society. He's helped children in the past. He's basically his characters has like brought people together, has brought my family together, so that is my source for that. And his like cultural influence as a whole has been passed on from like at least like four different generations. And overall, yeah, his impact is like literally generational, and it's like incredibly funny, which is why I chose him as my main dude for this speech. Thank you very much. My name is Lynn Tosset.